Scorpion, Gargan, is strong enough to rip apart a chunk of concrete or rips through the iron bar. They even state ripped out of a jailhouse window, the iron bars. His tail alone is strong enough to break bricks. Can literally pull granite apart with his bare hands. No problem busting through walls. Normal old soldiers ain't ready for him, obviously. Rips open an armored car, but he also did this to this metal machinery with his tail swinging power. Even the Spider Slayer mechs gets destroyed thanks to his tail swings. He's always fighting spider type characters, so naturally he should be in that range. Even when there's a whole bunch of web around him, he can tear through a lot of it. Spider type characters even say so fast can't see him coming, showing his fighting speed. Sleep time. He can make an entire room shake with his raw strength. Look what Scorpion did to all of this web. Spider tier characters or type characters even stated they used up all the web fluid, yet Scorpion was still able to break out. Just a heads up for those wondering why Scorpion has all these different looks. He's had different armors over the years. One could say temporary power. No. Temporary armor is more like it, not temporary power, but Marvel loves these temporary boosts and then going back to normal type stuff. That's why I got these different suits. On this cover, it's implied that he can indenture concrete. They even explain it. Matt Gargan is back in the Scorpion suit and upgraded with his own version of the Spider Sense. There was a time he actually had Spider Sense fighting with Spider-Man in one-on-one combat in speed, things, and etc. Even though Spidey got the advantage over him on this occasion, though. He wouldn't be a Spider-Man's rogue galley person if he never fought Spider-Man on a consistent basis, right? He is fighting Spider-Man with some help though from other people, though, not just one-on-one on this occasion, though. All this way. It's natural to say that a lot of his armors are even bulletproof. Cops, why would you even try? You can shoot out stuff from his tail, even can blast in multiple directions, night, causing a whole bunch of environmental destruction, taking blows from Spider-Man and getting back up right afterward. They get in a fight. One can say kind of a destructive type of fight, causing damage to a nearby building. It's obvious that Scorpion can break through walls, like I already showed you. Yet again, no bullets don't work. Scorpion's even fought in 2099 Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man, one of his most impressive feats of all time. There's this occasion with Iron Fist and Luke Cage. He implied to make Luke Cage sleepy for a second. Seriously, this is insane. Scorpion's power level fluctuates because he has different armors, upgrades in a lot of different parts of his stories and stuff. But he does say, I'm faster than you, faster than Luke Cage. And he says he's stronger than Luke Cage, better than you in every way. Proceeds to sending him flying. Keep in mind that Luke Cage is bulletproof. They even reiterate the fact, steel hard. A lot of people can debate on whether or not Spider-Man's webbings are in general just as strong as Spider-Man's strength. The fact that he can rip through Spider-Man's webbing, even 2099 in the future type webbing, is impressive. Notice how characters like Spider-Man can barely cling to the side of a space shuttle, but if Scorpion can with this different armor in this occasion, by literally piercing into the shuttle. But of course, yeah, this is one of his upgraded armors. Like he says, Smythe made me bigger and stronger than ever. One of the most obvious occasions of strength. He's in like a bear hug. He can't just easily break out of it, especially with his new armor. Implied his armor, he's above his normal level. He even can rip through anti-Spider Squad mechs. Even in old comics, he can snip his weapon with his fingers because of these powerful pinchers. He has a Scorpion's power. Snipped my weapon with his fingers as it was made of straw. Look at this Scorpion suit. Scorpion suit can pierce titanium. Titanium Man is a Russian Iron Man counterpart, basically. This gives you big reason on why you should respect Scorpion no matter what. It's crazy to think that Scorpion was a former private investigator hired by J. Jonah Jameson to find out how Peter Parker is able to get incredible pictures of Spider-Man. That's when Jameson got frustrated and decided to pay $10,000 to Gargan as the subject of an experiment created by Dr. Farley Stillwell, a researcher in animal mutation which endowed the subject with characteristics of another animal. Unfortunately, the process resulted in the loss of Gargan's sanity and the creation of the superpowered criminal menace known as the Scorpion. On Marvel.com, they even say over the years, Scorpion has fought. Most of these confrontations were the result of Spider-Man stepping in on an attempt on the life of Jameson. Gargan hated Jameson even more than Spider-Man. Yeah, that backfired. Ended up being hired by him and ended up turning against him. Karma, right? Scorpion has always been more than a match for Spider-Man. Only the skill, experience, and quick wit of the web head helped him defeat Gargan. And Rayleigh, a Spider-Man tier character, gave him an all-out punch, everything he had. Scorpion kind of shrugged it off and kept fighting. I mean, look how they animated this punch. You know he was going all out right here. Scorpion, it's shown that Scorpion can eat attack from a going all out Spider-Man tier. Like how Spider-Man can lift trains and tanks with lifting power. Most people, me and you included, can punch harder than what they can lift. So Spider-Man more than likely can punch harder than 60-ton level by a lot. One could even say he can punch with over hundreds of tons of force or more, but yet this didn't stop Scorpion from not only getting up after this attack, getting caved into the wall, he got back up, even got webbed up using all of his web fluid cartridges, and still was able to break out and even implied to make him sleepy. Ben Reilly is basically a clone of Spider-Man, so their strength is similar, especially Peter Parker. There's even some fights they have where Spider-Man hurts his hand punching his armor. Constant Spider-Man threat. By the way, machine guns don't seem to do much to him fighting all these fighter folk. Well, you know, another occasion fighting Spider-Man in speed, Spider-Man hits him with a barrage of punches, looking like this is over. Scorpion says, no, it's not over yet. It's almost like Scorpion likes to play dead. Spider-Man be thinking he defeated him. Nope. He even took a punch blitz from Miss Marvel. Went flying super far. Of course, this is in his powered up suit, of course. Stated he just fell 7 miles to Earth. He withstands punches from Spider-Man 2099 and even punches him back. Old suits still can withstand blows from Spider characters. Then getting hit back here. And this powered up different armors over the years. This heavy machine gun fire. He can withstand them pretty well. He has Spider-Man level speed for the simple fact that Spider-Man tries to dodge his tail attacks. He still can tag him anyway. Spider-Man was even cocky talking about, you gotta catch me first. Catch me. Yeah, he does actually catch him like speed. Spider-Man has dodge light speed attacks. Scorpion can keep up with beings like this. Despite this being saying the speed of light is on his side, Scorpion still can tag him. Scorpion even got suits like this at one point. Scorpion is strong enough to rip off steel plating, throws a car, tosses a car into another car, tears through this padded steel door, but narration states that Scorpion is more powerful than Spider-Man. Again, breaks through 2 feet of steel, smashes Spider-Man to the wall, slugfest with Spidey. One can argue that Gargan's strength gets stronger as time goes by since he does work out on his free time. If you're a weightlifter yourself, this is probably at least 315 pounds, and he's repping it. Heck, he even knocked out Spider-Man on this occasion. Spider-Man kind of admits his strength. He says, as much as I hate to admit it, if I don't move this battle to a more open tunnel, it's just a matter of time before I'm one squashed spider. Spider-Man said, except maybe the Goblin. And the Goblin isn't this strong. Saying Scorpion's above is a big deal. Even Marvel guidebooks even state he can press 15 tons. You know, they don't literally mean 15 tons. We've seen Spider-Man lift 60 tons. They probably mean class system. Spider-Man's supposedly a 10-ton class. They got Scorpion as a 15-ton class. Even though they both are above 10 and 15 tons, though, obviously. This kind of gives you writer intent and narrative behind what the writers want him to be. Dude, what the crap? His strength is a 5? It's the same guy that knocked out Spider-Man in a few blows. Punching power-wise, he knocks out normal folks with ease. Spider-Man even says, I can't take much more of this. One shot to a member of the Alpha Flight, sends a 10-foot bear flying, night-night. Cheated against Spider-Man right here while he was restrained by the Spider Slayer. Fighting Spider-Man here, giving it an advantage. Another occasion of Luke Cage and Iron Fist seem to be struggling against Scorpion. This is pre-upgrade. Of course, he was in the Absolute Carnage event, fighting off Carnage's followers with Miles. Scorpion's even been hit by Captain America's shield, withstood multiple blows from Miss Marvel, a being that's supposedly in a higher tier than him, but yet his suit holds up pretty decently, even though she's kind of getting the advantage over him here, though. She even seemed to knock his tooth out, too. Captain America and Spider-Man are in awe of the fact that Scorpion's tail exploded and he's still okay, saying it's amazing he can still stand. It's even stated that Spider-Man, every time he hits him, he hurts his fist more than his face. Yet another occasion of bullets not working in this fight with Spider-Man. Fighting Spider-Man here, enduring attack. Just look how hard he can punch to the environment. Captain America did admit that Scorpion is faster and stronger than himself, so that's saying a lot. I mean, of course he should be. He's above the super soldier range. Spider-Man compliments Scorpion's speed. Speed gets complimented again. Scorpion's fast enough to block blaster fire with his tail. Scorpion's tail is linked to his body basically because it responds to mental commands. His tail even messed up this metal machine. His tail has had different blasters over here, like these electro blaster thingy. A bolt of electromagnetic energy blasting Spider-Man. You gotta go to sleep. He can blast apart buildings with his blast power. Same with this entire wall, blast power. He gets upgrades like when you touch his tail, he will vaporize you. Massive amounts of electricity. His tail rips through a robot with ease that's designed to fight Spider-Man and smack Spider-Man so hard he can crack his ribs. This is more information about Scorpion's tail, which is 2 layers of light steel mesh separated by a thin layer of insulated rubber. His tail is powered by a self-containing power pack mounted on the back of the costume. Controllers via cybernetic link to the fine muscles of his spinal column. He had different equipment over years thanks to his upgrades like the sonic cannon. His tail was at one point upgraded by Justin Hammer, and it could even emit gas or even melt him with acid. His tail had the ability to inject you with hydrogen. He said it would wear off in an hour or two. There was a point when his spine was injured. He was given this robot chair. It was his first major upgrade. The Roxxon upgrade that I mentioned earlier about him fighting Luke Cage and Danny. How Spider-Man even mentioned that he was stronger than usual. The Tricore, different looking armor. Smythe upgrade. Even the Alchemix upgrade, how he looks all animalistic and all this crap. And that's not even counting the alternate reality stuff, but you guys get the point. He's a Spider-Man level threat. They can all lift hundreds of tons. They can react to things moving as fast as lasers or light when it comes to reacting to something quickly. Just respect Matt Gargan in general. A terrible sight in the alternate reality you don't want to see. Scorpion's already a Spider-Man tier. It seems like with the Venom symbiote, he would jump past the Spider-Man tier if we're being honest, logically speaking. But, you know, these type of things don't last forever or last long. And you guys guessed it, he has gotten involved with the symbiote and became Venom, Matt Gargan himself. He posed as Spider-Man. He's been with the Thunderbolts at one point. There was even a point he got the symbiote reactivated, lost it, got it reactivated in him, and it kind of had an effect to him. I was always wondering what would happen if I did my little spit take on somebody who already had a symbiote in him. Let's find out. Spreading symbiotic, all these symbiotic beings in this comic, of course. Then he became this scary looking Scorpion Venom hybrid thingy. Like, whoa. Along with these other symbiotic beings. The symbiote literally took it upon himself to find Matt Gargan. I mean, he was about to put on the Scorpion suit, and that's when it took over, and that's how that happened. I've already made Venom videos about Eddie Brock in the past, so whatever he can do physically, logically, it should kind of transfer over, being a spider tier character, being able to lift over hundreds of tons, being able to move way faster than bullets, or even dodging, or having faster than lightning levels of combat or fighting speed. Space fan posing as Spider-Man, he just likes playing possum, and impaled him here. Notice how he's in the symbiote form, he still does Scorpion-like stuff, like using the Scorpion tail still. He's good at distracting Spider-Man by bringing up the feelings of Miss Marvel, how she had a crush on Spider-Man. This occasion with Spider-Man, Matt Gargan Venom can do this to a whole bunch of debris, and he likes to eat civilians. But psych, this turned out to be a bluff though, to draw out the scrolls. He literally states it's an act, he ain't gonna just kill. He didn't kill anybody. One could say symbiote beings have this stretching ability to make their limbs bigger. One can say the stretch or gives himself an advantage on the battlefield. He did make some gooey symbiote to choke Tiger Shark here. He made his arm wrap around anti-venom here. Literally strong enough to rip off someone's arm. Eats it so precisely that the armor he spits out is fleshless. He can make sharp blades erupt out of his body, make omnidirectional attack, spiky hand. He forced shield shoulders to kill each other. With his symbiote ability, he can mask heat signatures, sneak up on you, has his own weapon, calling her the bootleg Scorpion, gives himself a second mouth, can wrap you up. He impales several scrolls just by extending his fingers or growing them. His tongue alone is strong enough to throw grown behind men like Bullseye, and it can even stretch. He even got this hulked out mode where he gets big and massive looking. This guy threw corn dogs that killed normal humans. They don't kill Venom though. Freaking Bullseye can throw corn dogs and kill folks. Are you kidding me? He's fought a lot of beings, even was still being punched through several metal floors by scrolls, and he's good. Durability. He's in a swarm of bees and he's good. Instead, you can't sting him through that symbiote. He regenerates his tongue pretty quickly, gets ripped. Yike, and it seems to be here. Another occasion fighting Spider-Man, matching strength with Spider-Man. Spider-Woman did a venom blast in his mouth and doesn't seem to be too hurt. By the way, gunfire ain't gonna cut it. The new Scorpion trying to fight Venom Matt Gargan. He's literally chilling with a dog in his eye, and it's literally just an inconvenience thanks to Bullseye putting it there in the first place. This being known as American Eagle, he endured punches from beings that can cause this much power to the ground. Seems a little sleepy though, but gets back up. He even got kind of overpowered by Hercules here, which is okay because Hercules is a god of strength level character. Then he gets slammed to by Sentry, but he still manages to keep his grip on Hercules after all of this mess. Body can withstand going through buildings. Good healing factor, gets stabbed in the chest by the sword. He gets up angrier than before. Even Colossus punched him, he got back up. He hurt though. Multiple punches and kicks from Spider-Man. He, of course, can slug it out with Spider-Man and continuously fight back. He was getting whipped by Medusa's hair, getting hit by sonic attacks. He was still able to kind of push through the pain and fight back. As you can see here, Slugfest with Spider-Man yet again. Recovers from his back being slashed open. Withstands being speared or tackled by Hippo. Speaking of strength, Matt Gargan Venom punched his scroll, making him sleepy. Strong enough to eat an Atlantean with little trouble. Destroys a whole bunch of low-tier Asgardians left and right. But these are Asgardians. They're like gods or something. I didn't really pay attention to the mission briefing. He can crush cars with his strength just by landing on it. He bit off Hippo's leg. His strikes can just demolish cars. This is a respectable feat, considering how strong Colossus is, having a hard time holding him back to some degree. He can pick up Hippo, by the way. I showed this scan of him getting tackled earlier. Don't forget the hippopotamus is going to weigh like a ton, or half a ton. He beats up Dakin and Bullseye. Spider tier kid is like Spider-Woman. He has no problem slamming down in a contest of strength. She seemed like she can't just seemingly break out of his hold with ease. Putting her against the wall, knocks Bucky over. Obviously, he can lift cars in this scuffle with Anti-Venom. Manages to throw a car at Anti-Venom, strength-wise. Beings that have super strength doesn't necessarily mean you have Venom tier super strength. Like, characters like Jack Flag can't get out of Venom's grip. Notice his strength here on how he pins Spider-Man down here for a second. Wrestling with Spider-Man. See their arms locked with one another. Strength. But he did get punched off though. It's the cases of the matching strength with Spidey. His claws can easily pierce metal. Fought these shadow constructs and he was able to rip through them. Booyah. This massive hulking state. Look what he does to concrete. Say bye-bye to your helmet. Bursts through this metal door, crushes concrete with his landing. How does this work? He rips through the Quinjet, right? And started eating through Songbird's sonic bubble. It's evident that his speed is competent because he's always able to tag Spider-Man characters despite Spider-Man have ridiculous fighting speed. Space Phantom, a being that copied the speed and strength of Spider-Man, it's stated, never seen anybody move like Spider-Man, but Venom comes close, letting you know the right intent there. Even though this isn't the real Spider-Man, this fake Spider-Man, Space Phantom, copied the stats of the real Spider-Man, you know? And thanks a lot to everybody that has donated to the channel. Appreciate it a lot.